Good morning, students. Dear students, yesterday I have discussed with you chapter number 8 of your history book, Vital Villages, Thriving Towns. And up to this level, I have discussed with you the role of iron, the role of wood. Today I am going to discuss with you finding about cities, stories, travelers, sculpture and archaeology. Means from by which we come to know about the cities. There are various stories, there are various travelers, sculpture and archaeology. These are basic sources by which we comes to know about the cities. You may have heard of the Jakartas. Jakartas means simply a story that is basically composed by the local people, ordinary people, and it was preserved by the Buddhist monks. Jatakas, what is Jatakas? One mark question. Jatakas simply means these are simple stories which were probably composed by the ordinary people and then written down and preserved by the Buddhist monks. Here is a part of Jataka story which tells how a poor man gradually become rich. Means simply you will find on the next page a story which tells about how a poor man become very rich man. Jataka means simply story. This is a story the clever poor man. You will study this. We can use other kinds of the evidences to find out about the life in some of these early cities. Sculptors carved scenes depicting people lives in the towns and villages as well as in the forest. Many of these sculptures were used to decorate railings, pillars and gateways of buildings that were visited by the people. Means we comes to know about the cities first was through the stories, and second source by which we come to know about the cities are various scenes that is created by the sculptors. With these scenes basically depict people's lives in the towns and villages as well as in the forest. Many of these sculptures were used to decorate railings, pillars and gateways of buildings that were visited by the people. Many of the cities that developed from about 2500 years ago were capitals of the Mahajanpadas that you learned about in the chapter 5. Basically in the chapter 5, 6, 7 I have discussed with the meaning of Janpadas and Mahajanpadas. Basically Mahajanpadas means a residential area which was very big. Basically it was the capital of that time of that area where king rules. Janpad means small area where people lives. Mahajanpadas means a large area where people lives. As we had seen, some of these cities were surrounded by massive fortification walls, and these cities were basically surrounded by big walls. These big walls were created by the kings of that time. These walls were created to protect their public, to protect their people, to protect their army also. In many cities, archaeologists have found rows of pots or ceramic rings arranged one on the top of each other. These are known as the ring wells. These seems to have been used as toilets in some cases and as drain and garbage dumps. These ring wells are usually found in the individual houses. In some houses you will find ring wells. Let us see this picture. These are the ring wells that is found by our archaeologist. What does this or what was the purpose of these rings? Generally it is shown that these ring wells were created by the people of that time either for drainage purpose or some to control some waste purpose. Now we have hardly any remains of palaces, markets or homes of the ordinary people. Perhaps some of yet are to be discovered by archaeologists. Others made of wood, mud, brick and thatch may not have survived. Actually we generally find very less remains of palaces, markets or homes of ordinary people, because the ordinary people makes the houses with mud or brick which were generally destroyed with the passing of time. Another way of finding about early cities is from the accounts of sailors and travelers who visited them. In the above part, we have discussed the sources by which we come to know about the early cities. One source was sculptures, detail paintings. Another was the stories, Jatakas. And the another way to come to know about the earlier cities are the brief descriptions given by the sailors and travelers who visited at that time. One of the most detailed accounts that has been found was by an unknown Greek sailor. He described all ports he visited. Find Bharuch on map 7 and then read this description of the city. Coins. You may have noticed how wealth is measured in terms of coins in the story on page 82. Archaeologists have found several thousands of coins belonging to this period. Earliest coins which were in use for about 500 years were punch mark coins such as the one shown below. Basically, the coins which archaeologists have found are punch mark. Punch mark means they are punched, they are pressed by something. So these are the images of two coins that archaeologists have found. These are punched mark means they are punched, they are suppressed by some people at that time. Cities with many functions. Very often a single town was important for a variety of reasons. Let us look at the example of Mathura. Means some cities were very important at that time, and one important city at that time that was very famous was Mathura. Mathura has been an important settlement for more than 2500 years ago. It is assumed that the Mathura was very famous even at the old time. Its history is 2500 years old. It was important because it was located at the crossroads of two major routes of the travel and trade, from the northwest to east and from north to south. Now the question arises, why Mathura was famous? Mathura was famous because it was at the center of the country. It basically linked two crossroads and routes of the travel and trade from northwest to east and from north to south. There were fortifications around the city and several shrines. Farmers and others from adjoining areas provided food for people in the city. Mathura was also a center where some extremely fine sculptures were produced. Basically, Mathura was very popular at that time. It was very big city at that time. It was surrounded by the big wall, and there were various shrines even in that city at that time. Around 2000 years ago, Mathura became second capital of Kushan. Important thing is that even 2000 years ago, Kushan kings made Mathura their capital, about whom you will be reading in the chapter 9. Mathura was as a religious center. There were Buddhist monasteries, Jain shrines, and it was an important center for worship of Krishna. It was a very famous place. Various Buddhist monasteries, Jain shrines, and Krishna's temples were there even at that time. Several inscriptions on the surface such as stone slabs and statues have been found in the Mathura. Generally, there are short inscriptions recording gifts made by the men to monasteries and shrines. These were made by the kings and queens, officers, merchants, and craftspersons who lived in the city. For instance, inscriptions from Mathura mention goldsmiths, blacksmiths, weavers, basket makers, garland makers, perfumers.